Yeah, good morning, guys, and welcome to Trading with Meatball. We're looking at the SPY and what happened yesterday. And yeah, we're not putting the bangers on Twitter anymore, but you can get them off our Discord and it's free. I'm just an old man who was supposed to die and I didn't. And so I'm sharing my knowledge with you guys. And there's 1,000 ways to make money, a million ways to make money in the stock market. I don't know everything. I never pretend to, but we do share the knowledge with you that we have in the hopes that you can do this by yourself without me and without anybody else and without having to buy their product every month. And this is not my only stream of income. I am not rich. I'm recovering after a divorce if you watch my videos, but we hit, okay? And we have a handful of guys in our Discord, and here it is. You can see me on Twitter, but we're not there very often with the bangers. And why? People took to insults yesterday. Some nice people hit some home runs, and I reposted it and told them good job. And within 2 or 3 minutes, somebody else posts to stop patting yourselves on the back. And I got some super smart people that I follow, and when they hit home runs, I pat them on the back because they help us and we help them. And we share knowledge and charts with them. And these are bangers we hit yesterday. We told everybody in the Discord what we were going to do before we did it. And you can see the SPY in this channel, and we drew that channel, and we want you to draw your own lines, okay? And then she opens up. We marked the opening print with a blue line if you're new here, and you could catch it early, but we like to wait. And we talked about the plan the night before that the QQQ and the SPY were going to be the banger, and 10 to 11 a.m. was the target. And you can check our chat, and it was like 10:35 when I went in, and that was in here, right in here. And we caught it a couple times in here. Oh, that's the SPY, but I was trading QQQ at 10:30. We got that one marked too. Same thing, right in here. There you go. 10:40, 10:35. We got it twice later on in the day. We did the SPY later on in the day. And are we wizards? No, but I'm going to share with you how we did it. Okay. Somebody was asking if it was going to spike, and I said, or gap up. And I said, it doesn't have to, right? Because nothing has to. Hang on. I got to let the dog in. Come on, you stupid dog. All right. Lay down, dumbass. Okay. Yeah, we cuss here. It's your fault for tuning in. All right. So it doesn't have to, but the dollar was dropping. And I said, they're going to run the SPY. And then about 12:40, this is the dollar, the DXY, and it didn't go up as far as it did before, and it starts to drop off. And I said, that's it. The dollar's dropping, SPY's going to go boom. And so we went in, right? And that was right here, and we posted it, and we had planned it the night before, saying that we were going to wait until 10:30 or 10 to 11 for them to show us a trend. And they did not disappoint as far as the violence, but I don't know about a trend. That showed up later, much later, right up in here when it went past this blue line. And of course, I drew that from here to here. And when it went past here, there's another signal to go in, and one of our guys hit it late, and my daughter hit it late, and that was a banger home run. Um, the plan was to wait, and we waited, and we got some good ones at the open. We got the hood, the CVNA worked out, and you can go read that in the chat if you think we're lying. We posted it the night before and gave it to you the night before. One of the guys hit it at the open. Another guy loaded down here and held it overnight. And that's yours choice. But the point is, we look for retracements. We draw on the charts. We want you to draw your own lines in your own zones so that you can pick your own setups without me and without anybody else. And that's what we teach here, guys. And we have fun. And it's free if you want to join us in the chat. We have a paid Discord, but I told everybody they didn't have to do that. We're doing the same thing in the chat, and it's free. And we have fun, and nobody insults anybody. So everything we do is right there. And there's the retracement. And I said, I'm out, because I'd already taken profits on something else. But we wait for these retracements, and then we go in. And there you go, right there at 12:05. And we're talking about it ahead of time. We're watching the dollar, and let's talk about that, and let's learn how we did it. Okay. So here's a SPY yesterday, and we trade the 5 minute. There's a 5 minute. And so the SPY is violent, right? It is violent. And then about 11 o'clock, let's look at what was going on. The VIX is going down all day, okay, all day, the fear level. The dollar it can be confusing because it doesn't have to go up or down with the SPY. And a lot of times, right? And I'll say this too. And I said it yesterday that many times the dollar's going down, the SPY is going to go up. Well, it doesn't have to, but when the VIX is going down to hell in the basement and the fear level is low, anticipation is people will buy stocks and the SPY goes up. But then you add that to the dollar going down, which it was right here, and you can overlay that with a SPY, and it matches perfectly what was happening yesterday. And so we had this going on with the dollar yesterday, where it came up, but it didn't come up. We'll just draw a line. It didn't come up as high as it did before. That's a downward trend. Okay. And I go off the top of the green candles and I try to stay away from the wicks and I try to avoid the spikes. But that's a downward slope. And then she failed there. Okay. And then it failed the 20-day moving average, which is the orange line. And so right in here, we posted after 12 o'clock that it was backing off. And as the dollar backs off, the VIX just kept going down all day. You could see the reversal in the SPY. And there it is, 12:20, 12:15, 12:30. And sure enough, she just kept going. As the dollar dropped, the SPY kept going up. Now, the lesson here for me is watch the VIX and the dollar when you're trading the SPY. But more importantly, and I made a note about this to everybody, was that my observation is that in the past, the dollar can go up at the same time the SPY is going up. So it's not a perfect indicator, it's a little witchcraft. But it's just another tool in your toolbox, and you do want to pay attention to the dollar and the SPY. But that's how we got them yesterday. The VIX was going down all day. Let's look at it again. It was going down all day, and the dollar was getting pushed around. But right here, about 12 o'clock, when the dollar rejected, I drew this line and we talked about it in our Discord that the dollar was rejecting. And if it goes down lower, the SPY is going to go. And then when it went below the 20-day moving average, you can look at what the SPY did. But right in here, where it started failing, we had taken some calls right in there at 12:20. And it's in the chat. You can go look at it. But more importantly, you guys learn to draw these things. And I'm telling everybody, draw your own lines and zoom out. We want you to learn to do this. And then always be cautious. And I'm telling everybody down here in our chat, I would expect the SPY to fail when it gets up here a little higher, just because I have a line drawn there and I trust my lines. And it's Friday and people like to lock in profits. And I was cautioning everybody, if you're profitable, I'd be selling into this, right? And of course, it did a banger home run later. And that's up to you to hold those things. But we like to caution people, and here it is spiking. Okay. We like to caution you to take profits, right? And it's tempting when you see those home runs on Twitter where somebody made 700%. But my experience, and I've hit some bangers like that, is my experience is take the 30, 40, 50% and put a stop loss in. And I hit a couple for 70 or 75% yesterday and got stopped out. I was raising the stop loss. We call that trailing stop loss. Every time it goes up, I move my stop loss up. But I'm not going to sit there and hold very often because I'm an old man that's scalping to pay my bills. Okay. If you got a big account and you can afford to hold, then God bless you. You can use indicators and things like we were looking at. The VIX is down, the dollar's down, and I'm going to hold this the rest of the afternoon. A couple of our guys did hold. The one guy held the CVNA overnight. I'm holding some hood overnight. And that's a banger play that's coming up. And I posted that for everybody. And here's my setup on hood, guys. We're looking for a retracement on the hood. She's had a heck of a run. And if she takes off, then we'll read candlesticks and maybe we'll get some. And we did that at the open yesterday. And you can see the circle right there. We were reading candlesticks. This is the 15-minute, but you can still see the candlesticks. And so we trade the open, but I kill them if I wait 30 minutes. And I kill them if we get the setups that we plot the night before. Not always, but it's better than chasing them. And so we've got one plotted for hood and we're sharing it with you. Uh, this is a good one, we think, and I've done a lot of research. But she's had a hell of a run from $8 to 11 or 12. And could she give up half of that and settle down in here about 10 to 10.50? Absolutely, it could. And I would load the boat and go out on the options. Buy yourself a week or two of time value, if you can. And a lot of times these options like this one expires on Friday. So you're buying Monday or Tuesday, you got a couple, 2 or 3 days. I wish you all the best of luck. and join us anytime for free and steal our knowledge or just come have fun with us. All right, guys, have a good weekend and call your moms. Everybody call your mom today, okay? God bless you. All right. Yeah, I share my whole screen. I don't care.